Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Mind of James. As you can see, a little bit of a set change. Some big things happened. I sold my couch. We'll get into that. There's a lot of changes going on in life, and some change and a big thing in video gaming. So, but first off, technology is weird. I had to set up like I got a new. It's not really a new set. It's just the couch is gone, and I sold the couch for when God tells you to do something, do it. So that's pretty much the reason why the couch is gone. And let's talk about sentimental. And I'm gonna look over here because my TV is now over here, off to my left, your right. But let's talk about sentimental value for a minute. I did not think I had anything emotionally tied up into that couch, but I did. When I saw them, put it in the back of their truck, it was a sweet couple. Some guy and his pregnant wife or girlfriend, one of the two. So hopefully, he even said, he was like, man, this is a lot nicer couch than I thought it was. I was like, dude, take care of it. I kind of didn't. I took care of it to the fact of I didn't spill anything on it. If I did, I cleaned it up. But there was wear and tear on that couch. I had that couch since 2019, 18, 19. So, it's been to Colorado with me. It's been to 1 apartment, 2 apartment, 3 apartment, Colorado, 4 apartment. So 5 different places that couch was with me. Experienced a lot, and I hope to whoever I don't know the guy's name, can't remember it, but I hope that they're enjoying it as much as I did. Never broke it in, if you know what I mean. I got a new hat here. It is the Just Be hat from Scotty G. Thank you, Scotty. I appreciate that. But we're just moving into minimalism. I don't want to say minimalism because the apartment's nice. Still have the beds. I'm just getting rid of stuff that I don't need, and that is a big. It's got to mean something. I don't know what it means yet, but it's got to mean something. So, but yeah, you will experience emotional attachments because you just have something has been with you for a long time. And it's weird. When I came back up after helping them load it into their truck, I looked at the empty space to where this couch was and kind of got a little teary-eyed. I know, right? I got a little teary-eyed. And I gotta say, it was good to have it offloaded from my life, but it was also bad because it was that was the man's couch. You know what I mean? It's a place where he goes and it's a place where he stays and sleeps. I remember, let's see, I got it in the apartment in Wildwood, that loft. I remember, man, sleeping on that couch so much, I barely slept in my bed because it was a comfy couch. You put the backrest out and all that kind of stuff. And it was just a comfy couch, dude. It was just a comfy couch. I remember taking it to Colorado with me, and I was so damn depressed. That was the only place I slept. I had the couch in kind of a corner, and I slept on that corner side of the couch, and that's where I'd just stay. And then when I got back, it was in the parents' basement for a little bit. And then I got it into this place, and man, I'd lay on that couch a lot. So, thank you, couch. I appreciate you being with me and being through all the nonsense. But you will have sentimental value to things. You will experience sentimental value, and there's there's a price you got to pay when you get rid of something that you have sentimental value to. And I think the price that you have to pay is knowing that something better is coming. You know what I mean? Just knowing that something better is coming. You know, maybe God was like, give that couch. Basically, I sold it. How much I sold it for, I basically gave it to him, because that couch was worth about $1,000, and I basically just gave it to him. So, it's not the fact of how much money I made off that couch. It was just the memories and feelings I had with it. So don't be concerned about price when it comes to sentimental value. Be concerned with, is it going to help someone that needs one, or is it going to? And that's what got my mind off that sentimental crap. Maybe I blessed them with a couch that could last them 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I just got a text message. Family Christmas, December, whatever. So yeah, just be happy with the things you got, and know that if you're going to get rid of it, better things are coming. Because that's what helped me got over the sentimental value. So, and now that it's gone, it's been a week since it's gone. It's kind of like, you know what? Okay, I can get used to this. And now, so we brought the set in a little closer, a little more intimate. I still got you can't see my Dirty Heads picture, but I still got the pearl, my ships, and there is the cross that I was talking about. You can finally see it. So, and this is a little more intimate. But, yeah, man, sentimental value. It's weird on what you hold your sentimental value to. It's just, and you don't think, man, I can't have that value. I can't have, there's no way that I would have some sentimental value towards that thing. And it turns out to be that thing. Whether it's a keychain, whether it's a poster, a couch, a lamp, something. You know what I mean? So it's just something. And it's an inanimate object, but it means something to you. So yeah, that was weird for me. Because normally I have sentimental values on cars. Like I had a red 1500 Ram single cab that I traded it in for the Pearl here. I traded it, and I was just like, man, teary-eyed. And then I got the Pearl, and for some dumb reason, when I traded the Pearl in for the Camry, I didn't have a lot of sentimental value in the Pearl, which is surprising because everybody knew that it was the Pearl. Everybody knew that was my truck. And I think I had more sentimental value towards the red one because it was defiant. I was dating a girl that was just like, first of all, this girl didn't have a driver's license. She relied on me to drive her around everywhere. Now, I was like 20, I think I was 20, and I was 21, and she was like 20. And for some dumb reason, just didn't have her driver's license. Afraid of the road. So I mean, she was barking all the way up and down my back. Men, when they have families, they're going to get rid of their trucks. Like, thank God I didn't have a family with that woman. Damn nightmare. So I think it was just the defiant side of me of like, I'm going to get what I want. You're not driving. You don't plan to drive. So why are you even chewing me out about it? So I think that's why I had that defiant, sentimental value to that truck. And I still think about that truck time to time. Wonder how it's doing, where it's at. Is it sitting in a junkyard? Is it some farmer's farm truck? I think the Pearl's in Illinois. I still have the first registration I got for the Pearl, and I Googled the VIN number to see where it's at. Last time I checked was Illinois, so it's close. It's close. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm just kind of wondering where it's at. So what else is new? Oh, video games. Video games. As I've stated before, and I will state again, the video games are subjective. What you like. There's a game called Arc Raiders that came out. I get it. I've seen. So there's 2 games that I've picked up from this particular streamer, and Arc Raiders seems a little like kind of Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, or what I think it's called that. I don't know. It's not my speed of game. Arc Raiders was supposed to be this game that was just going to blow the charts out of the water. And it did for a hot minute. But there's this certain streamer that came out and kind of took this game and turned it over on itself. And that streamer is the Burnt Peanut. I can't get enough of this peanut. I cannot get enough of this peanut. This damn... As soon as I want to do a podcast, all of a sudden, everybody starts texting. But the Burnt Peanut, and I can't get enough of this peanut. This peanut took Arc Raiders and turned it on itself to be some of the best content I've ever seen. And he just hit 1 million followers on Twitch. It's not that he's funny or the content he puts out. It's what he did to Arc Raiders. What happened was that Arc Raiders is a survival or extraction game. You go in, you get loot, you come out, you build new stuff. You go back in, you just repeat the process. That's all you do. So what happened was that he turned it into a PvP kind of thing and got what he calls his fans the bungulators, which I consider myself a bungulator. I love this peanut, man. And he turned this game into a giant PvP game, and everybody's up in arms about it. So my hat's off to you, Peanut. I would love to have you on the show if you ever see this. You are probably my favorite streamer right now because your content's funny. Go check him out. The Burnt Peanut is his name. And it's some guy who disguises himself as a peanut, not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, not a famous painting, a peanut, and turn this game onto itself. I love it. I'm all for follow the rules, do what you're supposed to do, but I'm also for a little anarchy. And this peanut gave it exactly what I think the streaming community needed, was just to turn it over on itself. You know what I mean? Because I consider myself a streamer now. I've been doing this for over a year. I've streamed for over a year. I don't know all the ins and outs, but as far as streaming, making content, cutting clips, producing, posting, editing, yada, 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 I've gotten that down to a pat. Now, the business side of it, I don't know. But there are people out there that do. But what he did And why I like him so much is because I think streamers, at least the big time streamers, um, they know they know what they have, and I think a lot of them don't. I think a lot of them take it for granted. Um, I've seen some streamers make fun of other streamers because they're getting a paid promotion from Call of Duty to play Call of Duty. Now, if that was me, I would be extremely grateful about it because that's what I want. You know what I mean? I want Call of Duty to reach out to me and go, "Hey, we want to sponsor you, pay you to play our game." Fantastic. I play your game. I'll play your game for free. Send me a hat, a t-shirt, a fridge, something to where I can go, this is a paid sponsorship from Call of Duty. So I mean that in itself is why I like the Peanut, because he is like he takes his fans and he makes his fans feel welcome. You know what I mean? He makes his fans feel like they're a part of something. And like there's the Tatman Army and there's the champions from Thou Shall Not Be Named. But I think the Burnt Peanut did exactly what we needed to happen in streaming. Because it's just he has more viewers than when Justin Bieber goes live. If that doesn't tell you something, like he has more viewers than Tim the Tatman, Swag, Ninja. And if you go against the Bungulators, they will make you feel like the smallest person in the world. They really will. And it's hilarious. Hilarious to what they do. It's hilarious. Can't get enough of it, man. I cannot get enough of this Peanut. And every clip I see on TikTok, Instagram, I watch every one of them because they're funny. He's a funny guy. So I mean, that's exactly why I like him. That's exactly why I like him, because he took everything we needed in streaming and made it happen. Turned the community onto itself and just caused a little anarchy. Every once in a while, we need that. We need that just to put us in check. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I got streaming's going good, podcasting's going good. Like I said, we got a new set, or we just made it a little more intimate. Things in life are looking good. And they're looking pretty, they're looking stable. I have a feeling in the next couple, maybe a year, I want to give it a year of a timeline. It'd probably get a little unstable. Unstable in the fact that it's going to be new territory. Like I said, when God tells you to sell a couch, sell a couch. When he tells you to do something, you're going to do it. You got to obey God. So things are going to get a little unstable, but in a good way. I don't even know what they are. All I know is that. So, and the funny thing about, obeying God is that he could ask you to go mop a puddle in the rain. It doesn't have to make any sense to anybody else but you. And people, when I see someone vacuuming grass or mopping the beach, just, what are you doing? And there's like, mopping the beach. Okay, man, you may look crazy to me, or I may look crazy to you, but if God tells you to do it, you got to do it. You got to do it, because it's called obedience. You got to be obedient to God. And that's number one fact in life, no matter what anything looks like. Your whole world looks like it could be tearing apart, but as long as you're obedient to the Almighty Father, everything gonna be good. Everything gonna be good. Other than that, man, I just Get up, go to work, come home, stream, cut clips, post them, go to bed, say my prayers, go to bed. And we do it. Doing this for a good solid year now. And what amazing success a solid year has been. You know what I mean? And I would look at other streamers on Instagram, on the internet, whatever. And I'm like, man, they got followers, they got people looking at them. And then I would join their Discord, and I'm like, man, they got like, we're just gonna keep these off. It's kind of annoying. They got, people following them. They got a good, healthy Discord server. And then my Discord server just kind of blew up to where it has more members. It has, what I feel like good people. I'm not saying that these other servers don't. I'm just saying that, like, I got a pretty good server going on. And I look back at it now and I'm like, man, like, that's what a year got me. Let's see what the next year does. And then let's see what the next year after that does. And then let's see what the next year after that does. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling. So, and you never know. You never know. You never know what could happen. I think the first 2 years are just your trial and error years. What works for you, what doesn't work for you. And I think right now I've got a pretty steady set of what works for me. So I'm excited to see what the rest of this life brings. I'm excited to see what the rest of this streaming does, podcasting. This podcast, it doesn't take much to do it. Hardly any. It's sitting here for, a good hour. Setting it all up. I think I had more fun building or crafting the idea of what I wanted everything to look like more than I actually enjoyed doing it. Like I said, this is just a little therapy session for me to talk about what's going on. And we'll talk. Okay, I'll bring this up. This just hit me. This actually was on my mind a couple days ago, and I was kind of asking myself, I'm like, why do I enjoy streaming so much? Why do I enjoy podcasting so much? What is it about these two things that I enjoy doing the most? And like, I've done comedy, improv, all this kind of stuff. And I think the one thing I enjoy about it the most is that it's, number one, society sucks. Let's face it. Society sucks. We're all supposed to be a society of let's help each other grow. You know how many times I've heard that nonsense? Let's help each other grow. Let's help each other build ourselves up. And, you help me build up and I help you build up. And I'm not saying that to anybody that I've met over the internet, because those are the people that I like. I walk out and I'll go to a restaurant and I just sit there and people watch, and I'm just like, man, this sucks. Now, I like going out to eat for the environment, but I can just sit there and just not talk to anybody and be completely fine with it. But I like streaming podcasting because I'm building friendships that I never thought I would have. Very good friendships. Very good, solid friendships, and I like the idea of that. I like the idea of building that friendship. And I like the idea Uh, also helping. There was a guy in the Discord server that was talking about jobs and whatnot, and I was like, dude, you are very blessed to have what you have. You got a wife, 2 kids, house with a front and backyard on it. Don't let your job ruin your mood. And and it helped him a lot. And he was, you know what? I just gotta suck my feelings up, and we do. We gotta suck our feelings up in this life because the world keeps spinning. The sun's gonna rise tomorrow, whether we feel depressed, angry, sad, anxious. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving. So that's also why I like it. And I also like the fact that I don't have to go anywhere. I'm in my apartment. I'm enjoying my rent. And I have fun doing this. Above all else, I have fun sitting there playing my favorite game, which is Call of Duty, and now my second favorite game, which is Sea of Thieves. So I enjoy not going anywhere. I enjoy staying by myself. I enjoy my own company. I just enjoy things, man. I just enjoy them. I just enjoy these things. They're so much fun. So that's why. That's a that's the biggest reason. And that's all I need. That's all I have to. And I don't have to justify it to anybody. I don't. I don't have to justify what I do to people because it makes me happy. And you don't have to justify to people why you do the things you do. You know what I mean? You don't. So, that's why I don't like a lot of people anymore. I don't. Like I said, I enjoy the atmosphere of a bar or enjoy the atmosphere of sitting somewhere and just hanging out. That's why I enjoy that. I do not like a lot of people anymore. I don't. I mean, George Carlin said this the best. People are dumb. A person is smart. And he didn't like a lot of people either. He was like, I don't. You talk to one person individually, you see the universe in their eyes. And it's true. You sit there and you talk to one person, man. I remember when Hooters was open, I remember sitting there just like, I get some quiet time, just sit here and drink my beer, eat my Philly cheesesteak. And guess what? Some electrician from New York sat next to me and just started yabbering. I'm like, oh my God. Guess what? Turned out to be a real good conversation. He was a real good guy. So you never know what could happen when you're just out there sitting. You never know. Can't get into the news because my phone is the camera now. We're running on a different program. So the computer can catch the camera now. So, like I said, life is constantly changing. Or I'm just going to say this to wrap up the show. Life is constantly changing. I think it's going to get very interesting in a year. About a year. Interestingly good. So, it's going to happen like that, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen like that. Tomorrow might be the day where I get a huge sponsorship. Tomorrow might be the day where $1 million lands in my lap. Who knows? But we got to wake up for that day and anticipate that and expect that, because once you get into that mind of expectations of good and positive things will come to you. That is true. That is true. But please, please, please do go check out the stream. We're not streaming on TikTok anymore. TikTok just censors too many comments for no reason. So Twitch and Kick, which is on the level 162, And you know where to find the podcast: YouTube, Spotify. On YouTube, it's at Mind of JPA. Be happy with what you got. Treat your fellow neighbor good. And have fun in life. Remember to have a smile on your face before you go to bed. So just remember, and also remember, above all else, to fear God and keep His commandments. And I will see you on the next one.